Today we are on SAM.gov and we're looking at a solicitation opportunity. This is for debris burning upstream face of dam over at Ball Mountain Lake, Jamaica, Vermont. So this is a full-blown solicitation. The offer due date is July 28th. Scrolling down, we can see this is for the Department of the Army, specifically Army Corps of Engineers. This is a small business set-aside contract. They're using the 562119 Other Waste Collection Services NAICS code. Place of performance, they have put blank, but we already know that it is in Jamaica, Vermont. The description that they give us is that they are issuing a solicitation notice for debris burning upstream, copy and paste. Specifically, the work shall consist of labor, equipment, and transport necessary to burn all woody debris that is 3 inches in diameter or greater. And we have a picture here, a series of pictures, where as you scroll down, you kind of get a bird's eye view, but then they show you the grid where you can see the actual area of work. They're wanting to burn this. And of course, it's going to be some sort of controlled burn. Alicia Lacrosse is going to be the POC in contracting on this, and she is sitting out of Concord, Massachusetts. And in terms of attachments, they have the solicitation, and then they have those photos as a separate attachment that we kind of just briefly went through to show you that is going to go along very specifically with the statement of work. So in terms of the solicitation document that we have here, we have a standard 1449 form that leads into our bit of delivery schedule where it's just kind of repeating. It's actually more like a pricing schedule than a delivery schedule. The instructions that they're giving us is that this is a request for quote. Quote submissions shall be submitted to the contracting specialist. Site visits, they have not listed, so you could probably reach out, or it says no site visits will be permitted after solicitation closes, of course. But interested vendors shall contact the technical point of contact to schedule a site visit. They want your company information here, your UEI, cage code, submittals. This will go into place if you actually win the contract. They're going to want accident prevention plan, activity hazard analysis, certifications, licenses like OSHA 10 and OSHA 30. And then we have the statement of work. So they're saying the POP, the period of performance, shall be from contract award through November 30th. So they're giving you, 4 to 5 months, depending on when they get this thing awarded, maybe a little bit shorter, to do this controlled burn. Again, they've given us the grid here. And they're saying Upper Connecticut River Basin, Ball Mountain Lake. So the contractor, you shall coordinate with the government for the estimated start date, and you need to provide at least 7 days notice prior to starting the work. All pre-work submittals will be submitted 14 days of or after contract award. And they're kind of breaking down those submittals and pre-work conference, pre-con. So they're saying part 2 technical requirements, or section 2 rather, part 1 general. Again, pre-work submittals. I'm looking for specific proposal response information here, referring to the attachments. Again, on or before November 30th, clauses. Reps inserts. So we might have to go back to read more succinctly the information that they gave us, because this is the pricing table, just one job. So what does it cost to do the one burn? Okay. And again, that's all labor, materials, equipment, and transportation to burn all woody debris that is 3 inches in diameter or greater. So potential vendors are notified that the basis of which award will be made is on price alone. So RFQ, true form, true fashion, price alone, going to be lowest price. All responsible sources may submit a quote which, if timely received, must be considered by the agency. The government may request that a vendor respond to the quote verification after the solicitation closes, but prior to award. The vendor shall respond in sufficient detail to all questions or statements no later than the response date and time listed in correspondence. Failure to do so may result in quotes being deemed non-responsive. Interested vendors are advised that the scope may differ from a previous contract. So if you are referring to a previous incumbent dollar value, keep that in mind. Of course, this very much could be the case, because even if they did previous burns, the area of work could be significantly larger or smaller, which would significantly then affect the price. For security requirements, you will have to complete the iWatch, Corpse Watch, or see something, say something. Very standard. Once you win the contract, your team who will be on site can complete these. Okay. So if you've never done it before, not a big deal. So because this is price only, they're really just kind of focusing on the statement of work, and they're putting a great emphasis on the submittals. See, pre-work submittals within 14 days of award. They want to see your accident prevention plan. This is not proposal writing to win a contract. This is actually submittals, plans of how you are going to perform the work after you are awarded the contract. So these do not need to be provided with your actual response, because it's price only, it's price alone. They're only asking for price, but they're saying, hey, after which we're going to need to see your activity hazard analysis, site safety and health officer designation letter, work plan, CPR first aid certification, to make sure that, you know, this could turn into something really bad, burning this amount of area. So they need to make sure that you have all of your credentials and certifications to be able to do something like this. And of course, if you're working with a team, your teaming partner's credentials to be able to do this as well. So very important information to read through. They are referencing a wage termination link here. We could click on that. See if this takes us to a county in Vermont. It does. So for Vermont counties, let's see if, I mean, what would you even use for something like this, right? I'm gonna try burn, try fire. So fire alarm system mechanic, fire extinguisher repairer, not so much. You might, some sort of ground maintenance might be the closest, and that's not even highly accurate. Laborer grounds maintenance at $20.88 per hour. Ground support mechanic, servicer, or equipment worker, that's not going to work. That's it for grounds. So, this technically could be a laborer at around $21 an hour. Let's see if we have like emergency medical tech. That's it. So it's not going to be admin. It's not going to be automotive. It's not going to be food. It's not going to be furniture. General services. Probably not so much. Health occupations, information and arts, IT, nope. Instructional occupations, nope. Laundry, machine tool, material handling, mechanics. As you can see, guys, a wage determination, it's about finding the best fit. And very often it's not going to be highly accurate. And other times it'll be very accurate. Like if you're doing ATC, air traffic control, they have lines for that. But for doing a controlled burn for the Army Corps, don't forget vacation, holidays, but this is not going to be employees. This is more of a project base where you burn it and it's done. So, you know, things like holidays may or may not come into play. But more than likely, you'll just schedule it around holidays so that it won't come into play. But yeah, so they reference the wage determination. Again, we've got our photos here, our listing description, and our actual solicitation doc. Just straight RFQ, price only. Again, this opportunity is due on July 28th. And it's a controlled burn. My guess, you know, I don't know. I feel like it would be definitely under 100K, but you know, we could go to ChatGPT or something like that to kind of like ballpark. What about if they haven't given us a square footage and there's no site visit? I mean, square footage should be good enough. I'll just do one more quick look at our solicitation. Yeah, I just cannot seem to find anything to help us estimate the square footage for this requirement, which you're going to have to get answers to. I'm surprised, honestly, that there's no RFIs posted here from other contractors. When was this posted? This was posted about a week ago, July 16th. So, you know, there just might not be much competition on this. There might not be anybody really going after it. Or maybe somebody's just done their own site visit and they gathered the information that way. And so it's not being posted as RFIs, even though it should. So interesting, I would say. It's a straightforward scope, but it's hard to even estimate at this point because we don't have a size other than a map that doesn't have, I mean, I guess they're giving us a bit of a legend here. So we would have to like estimate in tenths of a mile. So this, if this whole line is 0.8, that looks approximately to be the approximates, probably a little shorter than this side. So if you call that a mile, this is about a mile. And then it's a bit deeper than a mile. It looks like it's almost 2 miles deep. So 1 by 1 by 2. So that is significant. So I take back my under 100K statement. But again, I've never done a controlled burn. I don't have any experience in this type of contract. If any of you watching have, would be definitely share, you know, teach us, educate us. If you've done controlled burns, write a paragraph down below. Like, let us know your experience and what comes up for you when you see something like this. Yep. So guys, if you want to learn more about winning government contracts, I do have a upcoming session coming up to win contracts faster without wasting time and money. You can save your spot for that as well. We spent some time in SAM.gov today. If you do want to save your spot, you can go to my website, govconmethod.com. At the bottom, you can see this area to save your spot. So just visit govconmethod.com. I'll also drop a link down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, drop those down below and I'll do my best to get to those. And let me know what you thought of this little bid review for today. I like kind of just sharing the screen, popping up something like raw, unpolished, unedited. So let me know if you like it as well, and maybe we can crank out some more. Until next time, guys, you got this, and we will see you very soon.